anything more to sort of start our session with the type of panel that has happened, because that panel was talking about creating a personalized journey, and that's the solution that we create as part of Invest4Edu. So that's a perfect sort of a pre-context for us to start this session. Okay, so what we would like to basically cover is what is a typical student journey looks like in college, okay, where they start with the enrollment, okay, then they basically have a whole conduct which is about the education, and then about next steps for them where they need to basically empower for the industry part of that. Now, what we have tried to cover here as part of this slide is to talk the key focus areas for the colleges in these 3 steps. Okay, where the first step as part of enrollment is to ensure that they're getting the right talent. Okay, the second element is more about ensuring that the seats that are there for the colleges are being filled. Okay, when it comes to conduct part of that, the areas that we want to cover is how we can ensure that the students get ready for the industry part of that. And if, let's say, if they want to move towards a specific career or they want to move towards specific pieces, how they can get empowered to get to those points. Okay. Then the last part comes in like what next for them. Okay, so there could be a typical 3 steps that could happen for a student once they finish a college. Okay, where the first part is more about getting it to, let's say, to the next level of placements where they're picking up a career and moving to a job. Okay, the second element is more towards they taking up an entrepreneurship type of a thing where they're building their own businesses. And the third part is to sort of prepare further for the higher education part of that. So those are the 3 areas that are there. And Invest4Edu's proposition is to create this complete journey what you're talking about. Okay? So we have seen many examples throughout the day where people are creating various solutions to support different pieces of that. We look forward to sort of integrate all of those pieces as part of this journey. So we create the journey. We offer the solutions to make those journey happen, where some of those solutions could be in-house, and some of those solutions will be coming from the partners and majority of the people who have basically have talked about today. Okay? Now, moving forward, for the first thing, one key fact that we would like to highlight, which was being picked up in the very first session as well today, where there was a talk about what is the gross enrollment ratio. And we can see how skewed the gross enrollment ratio is compared to the eligible enrollment ratio. Okay, and this is which is probably one of the key challenge why the talents are not getting into the right college, as well as there is a lot of dropouts that are happening, as also there are a number of seats in the engineering colleges or different colleges which are being vacant. Okay, and that's what we would like to basically take as part of one of the solution offering that we have to ensure that how we can increase this gross enrollment ratio so that we fix some of this skill gap problem and the alignment of the interest to the career much early in the game. So these are typical challenges that are there as part of the enrollment and the alignment interest part of that, where on the left you can see the various problem things. It could be an economic factors, the various placement probability that students sees as part of that college, or there will be a lot of social and cultural gender bias things. There will be many pieces towards the accessibility of the college or the education. There will be lot of lack of finances part of that. And of course, there will be many obstacles in terms of the foundational part where the kids have to sort of leave the school, or let's say when they get towards the college part of, they need to drop the education. Now, there are many pieces with which we can cater to that. Some of the pieces is what we are trying to address here to talk about is where we have got, we want to basically understand the student first. So a lot of, in the previous discussion also, there were a lot of talks about we need to create the personalized journey. Now the starting position for that personalized journey is to understand the student itself. And that's what is our starting sort of proposition to ensure that there is a right understanding of the student. So we basically create the student persona with the help of educators, with the help of psychometricians, with the help of various tech to ensure that we understand how this kid is unique compared to any other kid. Once we understand that, that's where we leverage a lot of AI and tech and everything to ensure that what is the right stream that they need to get to, what is the right career they need to get to, and then we create that complete portion for them to move forward with the things. Okay? Now, as part of that, there will be many pieces towards the financial aid part of it as well, because even though the kid is very brilliant, there could be possibility that the kid may not be able to pursue the higher education, predominantly because they will not be able to fund the education part of that. Okay? Now, as we move forward for the other problem spaces, which was more towards the empower part as well as the educate part, again, there could be some commonality there, which is about the structured pathways, which career that they should choose, whether to ensure that they have got enough financials to sort of go for the further higher education, or whether they are industry prepared or not. So these are some of the challenges that are there as part of the educate and the empower piece. And some of the solutions that we are having as part of this is, again, to ensure that we understood the journey. And based on the journey, we are putting up the right skill building programs where the students are getting ready more and more towards the career that they want to get to, the industry that they want to get to. So it is more and more like a finishing part to ensure that they're getting into the right places. Okay. Then again, when the students go for these higher education, for accessibility part, there could be a challenge where they need to, there are people coming from, let's say, different cities might struggle in terms of the lodging, boarding, food and all. So we do have those partnerships to ensure that we basically take care of students these problems, which will help them to focus on studies, and they can be having a better mental peace to make things happen, and their families are more comfortable to send them for higher educations. Again, the financial expert we have talked about. We also talked about in the last session that the educators ratio, as well as the educators are being burdened with so many things. And that's where we come up with Edu AI, which helps the educators to take care of lot many things automatically, and then sort of look at that they can focus more towards ensuring that the students are taking care of their career part, or they can educate and support the students more, because they will be freeing up with some of the busy work, leveraging the technology part of that. And then the last one, which is probably is one of the sort of most talked about thing, where the type of economy that we are becoming, the type of wealth that is getting created in the country, the economy is going and all, there is a lot of focus towards how we can have more entrepreneurship there. And a good breeding ground there could be is college itself, where we can help the people to sort of think through those. So we help in terms of setting up the business incubators in the college to ensure that the students get all the access about what it takes to become an entrepreneur. It is basically complete things from idea to sort of incubation part, prototype, launch, and then sort of scale and the funding part of that. So we take care of those end-to-end things and all. So again, that's what predominantly what we want to cover here. Just to have a quick recap, we are looking forward to create a complete education journey for a kid, which is more personalized. We take care of all the pieces for that. We take care of the financial part of that. And we look forward to make that larger propositions where we would like to have more and more specified things from different partners, which is best suited for that kid. Thank you very much.